The partition was outlined in the Indian Independence Act 1947 and resulted in the dissolution of the British Raj, that is, Crown rule in India. The two self-governing independent dominions of India and Pakistan legally came into existence at midnight on 15th August 1947.
Now, Jinnah, far from wishing to introduce religion into South Asian politics, deeply resented the way Gandhi brought spiritual sensibilities into the political discussion, and once told him, as recorded by one colonial governor, that it was a crime to mix up politics and religion the way he had done. He believed that doing so emboldened religious chauvinists on all sides. Indeed, he had spent the early part of his political career around the time of the First World War, striving to bring together the Muslim League and the Congress Party. I say to my Muslim friends, fear not, he said, and I described the idea of Hindu domination as a bogey put before you by your enemies to frighten you, to scare you away from cooperation and unity, which are essential for the establishment of self-government. In 1916, Jinnah, who at the time belonged to both parties, even succeeded in getting them to present the British with a common set of demands, the Lucknow Pact. He was hailed as the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity.
The Great Divide, the violent legacy of Indian partition in August 1947, when after 300 years in India, the British finally left. The subcontinent was partitioned into two independent nation states, Hindu majority India and Muslim majority Pakistan.
But Jinnah felt eclipsed by the rise of Gandhi and Nehru. After the First World War in December 1920, he was booed off a Congress party stage when he insisted on calling his rival Mr. Gandhi rather than referring to him by his spiritual title Mahatma, Great Soul. Throughout the 1920s and 30s, the mutual dislike grew, and by 1940, Jinnah had steered the Muslim League toward demanding a separate homeland for the Muslim minority of South Asia. This was a position that he had previously posed, and according to Hazari, he privately reassured spectacle colleagues that partition was only a bargaining chip. Even after his demands for the creation of Pakistan were made, he insisted that his new country would guarantee freedom of religious expression. In August 1947, in his first address to the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, he said, "You may belong to any religion or caste or creed. That has nothing to do with the business of the state." But it was too late by the time the speech was delivered. Violence between Hindus and Muslims had spiraled beyond anyone's ability to control it.
Mohandas Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru represented the Hindu majority and wanted one united India. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who led the Muslim minority, thought the rift created by colonization were too deep to repair. Jinnah argued for a two-nation division where Muslims would have a homeland called Pakistan.
Hindus and Muslims had begun to turn on each other during the chaos unleashed by the Second World War. In 1942, as the Japanese seized Singapore and Rangoon and advanced rapidly through Burma toward India, the Congress Party began a campaign of civil disobedience. The Quit India movement and its leaders, including Gandhi and Nehru, were arrested. While they were in prison, Jinnah, who had built himself as a loyalty of the British, consolidated opinion behind him as the best protection of Muslim interest against Hindu dominance. By the time the war was over and the Congress Party leaders were released, Nehru thought that Jinnah represented an obvious example of the utter lack of the civilized mind and Gandhi was calling him a maniac and an evil genius.
One reason why the British were reluctant to leave India was that they feared India would erupt into civil war between Muslims and Hindus. The country was deeply divided along religious lines. In 1946-47, as independence grew closer, tension turned into terrible violence between Muslims and Hindus.
Hi guys, I have just gone ahead and finished up today's episode with the partition of India and Pakistan. You definitely heard today what exactly happened, what were the facts during this. So, would like to thank these episodes doesn't affect any religion views or discriminate any caste or religion views, or neither for any political views. We are here with all the real facts of Dr. Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, what exactly happened in his real life. So that's all from my end, and I would like to thank all the background members who are working behind these episodes with the editing, with the creativity, with the camera, with the photographer, and with the different scenes and other things, other research parts. So would like to thank each and every one of you for viewing us, for watching us. We would request you to please subscribe our National Icon channel on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and on another social media platform. That's all from my end guys today. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.